Bob Santella. He is the CEO of IPC Systems, who joins us live from Chicago. Bob, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you very much for your time. Give us a sense of how financial institutions are coping with the COVID-19 crisis in terms of the tech solutions they are resorting to do business.
Yeah, I think like any other firm and any other company out there globally, it's been an evolutionary process. If you go back 8 or 9 weeks, a little bit longer in Asia, firms had to react, and in many cases, react very quickly. So it was more sort of a sense of urgency, get some employees in a work from home environment, some employees to work remotely. As time went by, we saw many companies actually move more and more employees to a work from home environment. IPC serves over 100,000 traders globally. We have several 100,000 people in our network community. We're very well connected to the financial and trading industry. And this is an industry that's not used to having people work from home. Typically, traders work in an office for regulatory reasons and compliance reasons. So the adaptation and the adjustments were unprecedented. But I would say most clients were very adept at adapting to their BCP plans. Regulators cooperated, and really very minimal disruption to the markets during a very volatile time.
Oh, yes, indeed. How permanent could the work from home model become for financial institutions, you think, Bob? Because we just, heard from Twitter saying that they are considering making work from home something that could happen forever for their employees, like a model that will be in the works forever. Do you think financial companies can also think of such a setup?
Yeah, I absolutely think that. I think that the word forever is a really long time in the financial industry, as you know. Sometimes the markets have short memories. However, I think most trading firms, big banks, global banks, regional banks in Asia, have been pleasantly surprised how productive their workforces have been working at home or working remotely. We expect, and we're already seeing a really substantial demand from our customer base to provide solutions to let people work at home. Things like soft clients, which is basically a computerized version or a soft downloaded version of using a trading hardware, trading voice communications. We've seen a huge demand for our networking services. What that tells us is that the trend with these companies is they're preparing for the long term. They're preparing to have some subset of their employees work at home, work in an office, or some sort of hybrid going forward. And I think what we're going to see is a different looking trading floor in many firms in the future, one that's spaced farther apart, one that leads to more flexibility. And we're going to see much more emphasis on things like cloud solutions, things that provide flexibility when it comes to technology tools. How we're talking today through things like Skype and Zoom and other things will be much more important down the road. So what we're seeing, which is really one of the silver linings for the industry, is probably an acceleration of technology advances and adaptation for certain tools and certain new and emerging technologies in our space that's going to help traders work better at home.
Bob, it's Nancy here joining the conversation. And as technology accelerates and improves, it does seem as though the cyber hackers and those out there looking to hack into those who may be working from home is accelerating as well, and perhaps their technology. And I just wonder how difficult this makes the job in terms of supplying software, supplying work from home solutions.
It's near the top of the list, Nancy, if not at the top of the list. This cat and mouse game that's gone on for a long time between the hackers and the cyber hackers and the security of banks and brokers, it's one that's going to continue. Banks and brokers and trading firms have put an enormous amount of resources and emphasis on having secure systems. And for the most part, it's held up really nicely, whether remotely or on premises. But yeah, that's going to be an issue. And one thing about the IPC systems that we serve to customers, it's a very secure network. It's a very secure internal network that has a high level of security for obvious reasons. You're dealing in the financial markets. You're dealing with a highly regulated industry. You're working with regulators every day. But I expect we're going to see and going to continue to see a huge amount of emphasis placed on risk, on compliance tools, on keeping hackers out, on protecting data privacy. These issues don't go away. We're able to serve the trading community remotely and still maintain compliance standards, still maintain security standards. But again, this is an evolutionary process as well. one that's going to be changing all the time. And I expect we'll see again, and we'll see some sort of acceleration as far as the technology advancements when it comes to security and risk.
All right, Bob, we do appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much and for staying up late there just outside Chicago, Illinois. Thanks so much for joining us.